So I got this question from a subscriber of mine. He basically asking, should I be a specialist or a generalist in my new client business? The question reads, should I focus on one thing like homepage copy and design, or be an end-to-end copywriter designer who does everything? RE Copy plus Design. I'm starting a business with a friend who is an amazing designer. We just don't know exactly what to focus on as we have wide backgrounds in copy, design, and branding. So stay generalist or become ultra focused. Anthony. Okay, so my answer to this is not quite like, should I specialize on this piece of copy or should I offer any kind of copy? But I do strongly recommend one specific type of specialization. I recommend specializing in solving a very specific problem for a specific market. Now, coming from direct response, I'm predisposed to the problem that you solve as a copywriter and a designer, a marketing designer, is solving leads, solving customers, solving sales, solving profit. So help them get more leads, help them get more customers, help them generate sales, help them make profits, right? Because those are very measurable business results that like in the field of direct response, of course, we focus on those things, right? Like we're focusing on generating a direct response in the form of a lead, a customer, a sale, something that's going to generate profit for the business. Now, you mentioned branding. So what you focus on may be a little bit different, but I would still focus on solving a very specific problem for a specific market. So there's some questions you ask around this, like who for? Like that's the number one thing. If you know who you are solving the problem for, first focusing on one particular market that has a specific type of problem. So it could be, people that do ClickFunnels web pages, right? Or ClickFunnels funnels, or it could be people that run a WordPress site, or people that, it could be automotive businesses, or it could be financial planning businesses, or it could be air conditioning businesses. Like there's clearly very different types of needs across these different markets, these different audiences. And by focusing on one of those, you're going to have a much clearer understanding of who you're speaking to. So first, you really want to figure out who, and then you want to figure out what is the problem that they want to have solved, and how can you solve it? Like, what uniquely do you bring to the table to solve the problem that they have? So if you understand there's this person and they have this problem, and I have a solution to it, then it's pretty clear, right? You really have a clear target in your mind of who you need to be speaking to and how you need to be speaking to them. Now, with regards to you creating this business with your designer friend, like what copy and design is required. So you've decided like, oh, I want to work with local businesses that bring people into their office that have a customer value of at least $500, and like local service businesses bring people into their office, customer value of at least $500, and I want to help them generate leads online. Okay, so that's something that's very clear, and there's going to be a specific set of copy and design that's going to be required for that. And so even just by understanding that, and your particular expertise may be in design and copy for direct mail for that type of situation, or it may be copy and design for the website, or it may be like whatever. So what is required for you to do that? And then what do you want to be responsible for, and what do you not want to be responsible for? So I mentioned web development. Like, do you not want to be responsible for web development, or do you want to be? Do you want to be responsible for getting your designs printed if it's direct mail or not? It could be mailing lists or anything else. Like, what parts of the process do you want to have your hands in versus what don't you want to have your hands in, and how does that dictate the relationships, right? And then ultimately, who within your market is like ready, willing, and able to pay what you want and need for this service to make sense for you to do? Because ultimately you're going to have to find that segment of your market who is ready, willing, and able to pay whatever your fee is in order for you to build your business off of that. And then how can you easily reach them? How can you easily reach those specific people? Now, it's likely that you're actually going to reach a broader segment of the market, but here's why we go back to becoming a specialist in a market and solving a specific problem for a specific market, because it's much easier to reach like everybody who is a local business that has, a client value of at least $500. So you're going to narrow that down probably by industry, who has a physical office space that the clients would come in. Like you're going to be able to figure that out pretty quickly. So you can reach those people much easier than anybody who needs homepage copy. Like anybody who needs homepage copy and design, like that's such a broad and that's so general. Even though it feels like a specialty, like I write homepage copy, it's so general of an idea that it's almost impossible to target who would be the good buyer for that, versus the much more specific criteria that I laid out. Well, you can very clearly reach out and say, hey, does this fit you? Or you can narrow down your contact list. Hey, these are the people that I'm going for. So, once you have those questions answered, then it becomes very clear. Like you focus on those things, and maybe you didn't get it just right the first time. Maybe you need to try something that's 10 or 20 or 30 degrees off, maybe something that's a little bit different. But by specializing in that way up front, you can very easily test small, and then you can adapt from what you learn. Now, in general, I will say specializing by market is as valuable as any other specialization, like copy type, etc. So like my emphasis there of saying, well, in my career, I specifically specialized in the market of direct response marketers that used long form sales letters. And then even within that, I specialized first in people in the BizOp and self-help areas. And then I kind of transitioned into the investment arenas. And so I always specialized by market first, knowing that also that was representative of a market who did the type of copy type that I wanted to do, which was long form sales letters. But even with that, like I write all sorts of other copy in addition to the long form sales letters. So I'm not specializing just in the long sales letters. It's just that that's like the most important, most valuable chunk of copy that I write with most of my clients. Now, I go a lot deeper into this process. Actually, I spend 2.5 hours worth of training going into this process. Plus, I offer worksheets in the Client Getting Blueprint Milestone 1. And it's just about thinking through this entire process and really like nailing down what your specialty is and like what your offer is going to be. It's about building your starter offer. So it's what your offer is going to be for your client business and thinking through these questions of like the market, the problem, the solution, the specific clients within that market, and all of those things. So if you do really want to go deeper, like it's an absolute huge value to go through those 2.5 hours of training and to answer all the questions in the worksheets as you are launching your client business, because it really covers all the bases on a granular level and helps you think through everything that you need so that your probability of success is as high as possible. What do you think? Do you have any thoughts on the specialist versus generalist? Feel free to leave a comment below. Also, make sure that you click that like button so that the magical algorithms of the internet will share more content like this with you, and so that it will share this content with other people like you who might get value out of it. If you know people who would get value out of it, you can share it with them directly. And also make sure that you're subscribed. Subscribe here. Also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com to get my daily emails Monday through Friday covering marketing, copywriting, business building, and more. And make sure to check out the link in the description to the Client Getting Blueprint, where, just milestone 1 is what goes into that. And then it goes much deeper into launching your client business. My name is Roy Furr. Again, this is a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Thanks for watching. I hope you gotten a lot of value, and I look forward to seeing you again in your next video. I'll see you soon. Bye.